would you look at that? That is Toncoin. That in the last 24 hours has plummeted 5%. That's 5% less than the 50% and above that it started about a couple of weeks ago, right? Look at that massive red there and then there. I think I made a video around here, basically alerting the fact that the coin was about to nosedive or was on the way to nosedive because of the arrest of the CEO Pavel in France. It got out about here-ish, and it's done even worse since then, okay? Attempted to sort of do a long around here, decided it was a bad idea, so now in spot, and perhaps should have completely gone out. But I think that the issue with Pavel is going to be resolved at some point. There's some news that the UAE is getting involved in securing his freedom, retaliating with the seizure of purchases of military equipment from France. So they haven't bought, I think, fighter jets like they would normally. But I'm sure that there are powers that be that are having that conversation. In the meantime, the blockchain itself is having problems. I know Telegram is having problems in Asia as well as in France, obviously. And yeah, this is just nosediving like crazy. Now, this kind of reminds me a little bit of what happened with Luna Classic 4 years ago now, I think. And yeah, not touching that, any more of that now until the dust settles, right? And if you've got leverage on that, I don't know, maybe take a look at that. No financial advice, your own research. In better news, more positive news, and talking about Asia, XRP. Look, they are expanding their influence in Asia and improving the XRP ledger. Ripple expands blockchain presence in Korea, Japan, with new partnerships. Now, this is what I'm talking about. We are in the accumulation period now where everyone is capitulating that isn't a true believer, and everyone is selling to the whales, and everything is being ironed out, and the suppression accumulation phase is basically moving sideways, waiting for people to be exhausted. But in the meantime, if you just zoom out and look at what's going on in the bigger picture, you find out that Ripple is working again in the background. I know, people hear this and over and over again, they're like, this is what we heard last year and the year before that, and nothing's happened, which is to be understood. But, this is the era where we have a wealth transfer from the dumb to the patient, the poor to the people who are willing to wait for the times to turn around. Okay, let's read this article real quickly. Ripple has expanded its blockchain efforts in Korea and Japan with a new alliance aimed at enhancing the XRP ledger. These arrangements follow the latest outcome of its constitutional battle with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler, aka. The business is focused on improving XRPL to encourage institutional adoption and attract creators to the platform. So again, as usual, they're targeting institutions and, bringing institutions directly to the XRP ledger. That's absolutely bullish for the token that runs on the ledger, XRP, right? The expansion in Asia, and I don't know if you guys remember, months ago, I was going on about tokenization of real world assets. I talked about what was going to happen in China, with Hong Kong being sort of the gateway and other parts of Asia as well. Singapore, Japan, Korea. Well, obviously we've had a bit of maybe the time scale was a little bit compressed in the grand scheme of things, but things are churning away, and that isn't forgotten. That's still happening. It's part of the fundamentals that are being developed in the background, right? So I believe that, this is a step towards that. And when that becomes implemented and that becomes a thing, then the avalanche of funds and liquidity are going to come pouring in from, Asia. The real estate sector, that's where most of the trillions are currently locked in various parts of China. The company's recent partnerships in Korea and Japan are crucial for a strategy to grow its presence in the continent. These agreements are centered on making the XRP ledger more programmable, which has been a key request from the XRP members. Okay, so members of the XRP ledger, people who are project developers, have been kind of asking for a more flexible, a more programmable XRP ledger. And it looks like they're getting it. So we're talking about possibility of smart contracts, etc. So that's going to open up a whole new world onto the XRP ledger. The CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, mentioned that these improvements will help developers build more advanced applications on the XRPL. This ultimately benefits both crypto native users and businesses. Ripple's on the ground this week in Korea and Japan, starting off with a few key announcements, all in service of the goal to strengthen the foundations of crypto infrastructure to support blockchain utility and usability for institutional adoption. So that's institutional adoption again, which is what they're targeting. Ripple has also partnered with Futureverse, a business specializing in AI. That's huge, by the way. I'm going to do an entire video on that. And the metaverse technology. I think the metaverse is kind of, I'm surprised to see that come back. That was a big thing in the last run. Everyone was talking about the metaverse. The metaverse was sort of the AI of the last bull run, if you guys remember it. And it just became sort of a dud because the pandemic ended and we were suddenly all allowed to go outside. So the idea of a virtual world where you meet people virtually just didn't seem like such a great idea anymore. People would rather just meet in the park and play football instead. So Futureverse now uses Ripple custody services to protect its digital assets. The company has also adopted the XRP Ledger NFT standard and uses XRP as the gas token on its root network. This partnership further involves it in emerging tech fields, enhancing XRPL programmability. Ripple's commitment to the improvement of XRP Ledger programmability includes plans to introduce smart contracts by 2025. So that's next year, right? These changes aim to expand the range of users to XRP Ledger. Ripple plans to achieve these improvements through two main initiatives: launching smart contract capabilities on the XRP Ledger mainnet and introducing the XRP Ledger Ethereum virtual machine sidechain. An Ethereum virtual machine sidechain is going to open a gateway to the universe of all these tokens that are sitting on Ethereum. It's going to provide another escape route for apps that are stuck on the Ethereum ledger to migrate to something that's more agile, something more or less expensive, something more scalable, something faster, more efficient, which is XRP Ledger. So that's another bullish fundamental thing that's happening at the moment that you should keep your eyes on. These developments are expected to attract more developers to the XRP Ledger, encourage innovation and expanding the platform's capabilities. Ripple's focus on programmability aligns with its goal of increasing the global blockchain adoption. Okay. And then collaboration with academia and market response. I'm always very interested in academia because I come from an academia background. I used to talk about Cardano and what's the other one? Is it Arbitrum? No, Avalanche. Avalanche has a massive link with academia. They have actual people in universities. I think there are active professors and PhD research students that actively came up with Avalanche in the universities somewhere in the United States. I can't remember which exact one. So they have a massive sort of connection with academia. And the more XRP Ledger and Ripple gets involved in that as well, the more interested I am. So Ripple's partnership are not limited to technology. The business continues to work closely with educational organizations in Asia. Since the establishment of the University Blockchain Research Initiative in 2018, Ripple has secured over $60 million for blockchain research. Yonsei campus in South Korea plays a major role in the initiative by leading studies in areas like artificial intelligence and finance. The economy reacted positively to Ripple's announcement. XRP showed gains in the last 24 hours period following the news, indicating growing shareholder confidence. Ripple's recent move in Korea and Japan may mark a new chapter in the company's expansion. Let me just show you something really quickly actually related to that. So in the last 24 hours, pretty much every single crypto has been green with the exception of one or two stable coins and XRP. Now I know it's not massively green, it's just a little bit green. That's because obviously BTC took a massive plummet and took everything else down with it, including XRP, of course. But XRP, because it had pumped a little bit, kind of stayed slightly above water there. So that's what that is probably talking about. Anyhow, none of this stuff is financial advice, your own research, but another dollar cost average day with a little bit of XRP and a little bit of BTC. See you in the next one. Peace.